In this video, let's try to run large language model on 5090 GPU. The 5090 RTX GPU is the latest flagship GPU from nvidia. It has some amazing specifications. For example, it has 32GB of VRAM, which is the biggest among consumer GPU so far. It has the latest nvidia technologies. It has a very fast memory bandwidth, 1800GB per second, that can be very useful for running large AI models, large language models. So let's see how it performs for the Ollama running DeepSeek models. Here is the spec of the machine I'm using. It has an Intel CPU. Memory size is 48GB. The GPU is 5090, which has 32GB of VRAM. The operating system is Windows 10. We will be using Ollama to run the large language model. Go to the ollama.com, and if you haven't installed it, you can download the software and install it. Go to the models and select the Deepseek-r1 model. There are multiple sizes for the model. Let's try the 32 billion parameters model. Size is around 20GB. You should be able to fit into our GPU perfectly. Open the terminal, and the command is very easy. Ollama run DeepSeek, the model name, and I will add the flag -- verbose, so it's able to print out the speed. The first time running it, it will take some time to download the model. After the downloading, it will appear as a chat interface, so you can send messages to the language model. Let's try some simple chat questions. Yeah, we see that the GPU has been quite busy. The VRAM is around 20GB, similar to the size of the model as expected. Utilization of the cooler is at 80%. And after the finish, as you can see, it is able to print out the speed on the terminal. The speed is 46 tokens per second. That's pretty good for a 32 billion model. Let's try it another time. This time we will open the GPU monitoring, the GPU Z application, so it is able to give us some inside information about the power usage, the power draw of the GPU, and the temperature of the GPU, the VRAM temperature. So I think those are quite useful. People are interested in looking at those. And as you can see here, as the GPU is working hard, we see the temperature of the GPU is around 60 Celsius degree. The memory temperature is around 78 Celsius degree. The power draw is at around 450 watts. Yes, that's use a lot of the power. And the final speed is 45 tokens per second. I think that looks great. Next, let's compare the 5090 with previous generation GPU. I do not have a 4090, but I have a 3090. So let's compare 5090 with 3090 head-to-head on the AI workload using Ollama to run the Deepseek-r1 models. As you can see from the spec, there are quite a lot of difference between the 3090 and the 5090. We can see 5090 has more than 100% more CUDA cores than 3090. And the power is also 575 versus 350. So let's put them side by side. First, let's look at one of the small model, 1.5 billion parameters for Deepseek-r1. So on the left is the 5090, on the right is 3090. Enter the same command and the same prompt. Enter for both sides, and we see that the speed is pretty much similar, very fast, because it's a very small model, 1.5 billion. And indeed we see that both sides have similar speed. Okay, so next let's increase the number of parameters to 8 billions. So 8 billions Deepseek-r1 for both 5090 and 3090. So for the 3090 and the 5090, as you can see, we see that the left side is a little bit faster than the right side. Speed for the left is 128 tokens per second. It's quite fast. And on the right side, it's 100 tokens per second. So we can see that it's about 30% increase compared to the 3090. Let's do it one more time. Yes, indeed, we can see that the second time is also quite similar. You can have around 30% faster than the 3090. We can see that on the left side it's the 5090, on the right side is 3090. And we will start the same model, and we can start asking about the same questions. R code to import an Excel file. So let's press enter for both sides so they can start generating. And as you can see that on the left side is quite a big difference because it's much faster than the right side. Yeah, we do see that the 5090 is much faster than the 3090. And when it completes, we can see the speed comparison. Well, the 5090 has already had the job done. The speed is 45 tokens per second. And on the right side, it's almost there. And the speed is 30.6 tokens per second. So that's about 50% quicker than 3090. Let's try another question. Side by side, you can clearly see that the 5090 is much quicker than the 3090. Okay, so the speed is around 44 versus 31. This is a very big model, 32 billion parameters Deepseek-r1 model. And as you can see that the head-to-head comparison between the 50 and the 3090, it's quite a bit of difference. I'm glad that the 5090 can give us so quick generating speed. So I think that's definitely good to the local users. I think there's still room to grow, right? Because the 5090 just released. There's lots of library application that can be used to optimize it. So I expect it to be can be even faster than this speed. So let's hope for that. I hope this video is useful to you. Please subscribe to my channel for future content. Thank you. Goodbye.